Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dunbar Snack Bar with a game of MLB 2K12, and this is a viewer request game that I thought was super interesting. I mean, first up, I was surprised how many people thumbs up this idea, but also that somebody came up with this, because this is brilliant. I am playing with my 2012 franchise team, the Detroit Tigers, and going up against the Cubs, who is my 2011 franchise team. Now, I did have to move some players around to kind of do some things to kind of get this all set up, because some of the players who were absolutely huge for me last year with the Cubs, like Carlos Zambrano, I know that's so weird to say that he was huge for a team. And then you've also got like Aramis Ramirez, Carlos Pena. I had to bring all those guys back, which you can, of course, do at the beginning with the roster changes. You just assign somebody to another team, so that way you don't have to worry about trades or anything like that. Luckily, though, it doesn't get saved as the default roster, so when you go ahead and you kind of make the adjustment back, or you restart the game, basically, then everything's kind of back to where it was. Now, at first, I was thinking that this is going to be pretty even because the Cubs, actually in the game last year, were pretty good. Power hitting was the strong point for the Chicago Cubs in 2011 for my MLB franchise. And then for the Detroit Tigers, it's kind of the same thing. So this will be kind of interesting since both teams, I think, were pretty even keel. However, once I went ahead and I made the adjustments and I went to the Cubs, they were like 76 overall or something like that. Something fairly low for the game. And when I look at the attributes of some of these players too, I'm starting to see that 2K Sports really lowered the attributes for a lot of the players on the Cubs. So I'm not going to lie to you guys, I really don't think this is going to be too even, especially since I have got Verlander on the mound for me. Now, I am going up against Carlos Zambrano as well. He was probably my surprise pitcher from last year. Matt Garza didn't do as good as I thought he was going to do. I was also thinking about maybe starting Ryan Dempster, but anyway, Cubs early on here in the first inning, they're getting some offense going with a couple good hits. So they're really starting to threaten a little bit here early on. So maybe this is not going to be as one-sided as I initially thought it was going to be. That was the thing. The Cubs were a major surprise with a whole bunch of stuff last year. Who knows, maybe they gave them a big luck factor or something like that. Surprised that one I made contact with, but it goes into right field. I end up being on first with that one. I end up getting over to second on a ground ball in the infield. Big, huge hit in a left center. This is going to go over the wall. Prince Fielder showing off his stuff here in this viewer request game, getting a home run. That, of course, with the runner on second, is going to make it 2-0. I love the Tiger with the eyes, but it looks like he's winking at me right now since the other eye isn't going off. Now, this is something that's pretty cool, too, because this is the first time with the Detroit Tigers I have been able to play at home, because the other videos that I've been doing with the franchise, it has been spring training. So I've been playing in Florida, and so with me playing this first game in Detroit, this is actually kind of interesting. Now, I remember that little Tiger up there just from playing in 2K11 and stuff like that, but I'm going to be seeing that Tiger quite a bit, I'm hoping. Prince Fielder. Oh, and the thing is, too, is since this is the default rosters, I've got Victor Martinez and Miguel Cabrera is not injured, which Miguel Cabrera is injured in my franchise, and Victor Martinez is not. So I thought that'd kind of be kind of interesting. Now, I'm probably going to get some flack for this, especially from Tiger fans. But you know what? Justin Verlander is ridiculously good in this game. And I'm not talking about, like, you know, oh, he gets strikes out here and there, you know, pretty effective. No, it's, like, ridiculous. I have almost thought about calling 2K Sports to go ahead and nerf Justin Verlander because it's been ridiculous so far this game. And it actually is the way for the entire game. Now, I played a couple test games, too, before I did the franchise with the Tigers. And, of course, I would pitch with Verlander. But I'm telling you what, ridiculous. I love everything that he's got, though. I mean, you can see on the left, he's got very, very good pitches for everything. His slider is his only, quote, weak pitch, and it's in the 70s, so it's really not too bad. So to have a set of pitches that diverse with that high of rankings really makes it easy for me to get strikeouts like right here. Now, of course, that is what Verlander's known for, is, you know, he's one of those strikeout pitchers that are just absolutely legendary. And, you know, of course, Cy Young Award winner last year, MVP, all that good stuff. But I don't know. It is kind of ridiculous in this game. Anyway, this hit, it's going to bring in another run. So we're going to be looking at 3-0 here. I'll still have runners on first and second, so I could potentially get some more runs this inning as I expand it now 3-0 in the second. So Cubs, even though we are in the third inning, really haven't put up too much of a fight thus far offensively. I mean, you saw those couple hits early on. There's been just a couple other hits here and there, but really nothing to get too excited about other than that. And I'm surprised because, like I said, it was really power hitting for the 2011 season that really got the Cubs to the World Series. And that was something that was really awesome for me to do. You can actually go back and watch the videos from the World Series that I did with the Cubs. Ended up winning, which is huge because the Cubs have not won a World Series since 1908. That's crazy. So that's why those of you who watch TV, well, a lot of you should watch TV, but there's that commercial for MLB The Show where it's like all these Cubs fans are celebrating, and then it just pans off to the guy crying. First off, I've never cried playing a video game. It's especially when you win a game, you don't cry. But anyway, it's a pretty big deal for Cubs fans and a lot of baseball fans in general because as much as we want to see our team win, I think everybody deep down inside who's a huge baseball fan kind of wants to see the Cubs at least win it once because it's just been so ridiculously long. But I was able to break that Billy Goat curse and get that World Series. That was pretty sweet. All right, so here we go. I'm going to try and see how many bases I can get on this one, but I'm going to end up going first and third. I'm at the point here where I feel comfortable I could do something a little bit risky, but nothing that risky. All right, so you see that big lead off at first. I may be trying to go for second. Oh, good hit. That's going to be another run. Now, the thing is, Carlos Zambrano. Wow, I almost said Zarlos Cambrano. That's a sweet name, actually, now that I say that. Zarlos Cambrano. But anyway, Carlos Zambrano, just pitching with him as many times as I did last year, I kind of know his stuff as with everybody else. So this really kind of is not fair since I know the Cubs super, super well. And I know that Carlos throws a lot of fastballs. That's basically all he has. And that was a crazy play going off of his leg. Computer hates me right now, I guess. But anyway, Zarlos Cambrano with that good play. Big, huge hit. Going into center field. Bird is going to dive, not going to make it. I'm at around second. He has to run a long way. I am going to third. I am going home. This could be the first inside the park home run I have seen from this game. Booyah! Stand up inside the park home run. Oh man, this game is terrible. It seems like every game that I've played as of late, I kid you not, the outfield has tried to dive for a ball, ends up missing bad. I at least get a triple out of it. I could say at least now that I've gotten that home run, 5-0. Big Z, that was some tough luck. But seriously, that was just crazy. That was insane. I hope I don't see too many of those because that's just not going to make it fun. Anyway, so here's one prime example of 2K Sports really, really destroying the Cubs when you take a look at their attributes. Giovanni Soto was a pretty decent power hitter for me in 2011. I think he had 30-something home runs, something crazy like that, and there's obviously no way he's going to be able to get anywhere near that now. And if you take a look, you might have to rewind a little bit because I don't think it'll show it again. But when you take a look at, oh, there it is, actually, his pitch box, it's basically entirely blue except for a couple pieces, and that really wasn't the case last year. Man, Verlander with another strikeout. This is insane. This is like the perfect storm for the Cubs. I mean, you've got the best pitcher in the game, hands down, who's absolutely ridiculous. You've got a team that has been nerfed, basically, and their attributes have tremendously decreased. You're playing away. Wow, this is tough. Oh, and you're going against somebody who knows your team ridiculously well because they played umpteen tons amount of games. I don't know if that's a word, but anyway. Cubs producing now. It's been a while. First and third runners. So a decent hit here. Could score one. Good hit. Could score two. And Ramirez is coming up to the plate now. So I don't know. Ramirez was another one of the guys as well as Carlos Pena. Those guys were basically the biggest power hitters for me. I mean, both Ramirez, both Pena had 40 home runs. And then you had Soto and you had, yes, don't laugh, Alfonso Soriano also sitting at 30. Cubs fans would have loved to have seen that come from their team, but I don't know. That's what video games are for, I guess, to be able to do the stuff that you know your team can't do in real life, or at least live something that you know is probably not going to happen. But it was fun. I was glad I got to play as the Cubs last year, and I think with the Detroit Tigers, I think it's also going to be fun this year. 12-6 curve does it again. I wish I had Zarlos Cambrano. Man, I don't know what it is. It's like the last 2 videos that I've been doing, there's been like something that's just so much fun to say. Perfectos and Zarlos Cambrano. And it's both Spanish too. That's crazy. Anyway, 6th inning, 5-0. All right, there is that hit I was telling you about. It's a decent one, so they're going to be getting just 1 run off of that. Runners on 1st and 2nd, 2 outs. So a 5-1 game. I'm kind of glad I didn't necessarily shut out the Cubs because, I don't know, that would have been ridiculous. And the way that the game's been going right now, too, momentum entirely in my favor. I could be continuing to get a number of hits here. So, I don't know. I don't think that the Cubs are necessarily going to keep Carlos Zambrano in for too much longer since I've been getting a number of hits off of him. Like, it's not necessarily big hits, but it's just hits like this that get me a double or just chipping away here and there with some singles. Now, I got to give some mad props, though, to the Cubs infield because there have been a lot of ground ball outs, and they've done a great job, you know, without having any errors or anything like that. Whew, that's another one of those ones I was lucky that I got a piece of. Runners on 1st and 3rd for me now. All right, so what am I going to do in this situation? No outs whatsoever. I think I might try to steal a base right here. Swing and a miss. They don't even contest that one. So runners on 2nd and 3rd. No outs. That sounds pretty promising for me. So I love how they decide to go ahead and show a highlight here as if it was something huge when the Cubs didn't even decide to do anything about it. All right, Carpenter coming in now, replacing Zambrano. This could totally change the pace of the game because with, oh my gosh, why aren't you going home, dude? Oh, double play. The computer hates me. You got to watch this again because take a look at the runner on 3rd. Now, I decided to go home, and what does he do? He goes back to 3rd base, hangs out there for a little bit, has a soda, maybe eats a hot dog, and then decides to go home. So I don't know if that's necessarily a glitch, but I think that's just absolutely ridiculous. As soon as I tell him to go home, he decides to go back to 3rd. And that's what causes the double play. But I'm not too worried about it because here we are in the 7th inning. I'm up 5-1. It's been going really, really well for me this entire game. Everything seems to be going in my favor. It's all right if I get a double play off of something absolutely stupid that we know in real life would not happen. And by the way, I get a lot of questions. Am I going to be doing a glitch video? Absolutely. Every time that I play a game and there's a glitch, I go ahead and I save it, and I'm going to compile them all together and just show them as a video. So I think that'll be kind of fun. Another strikeout with Verlander. Ridiculous. This guy's good. Now, this hit, is this going to score another run? Got to it pretty quick. Come on, man. You got to go home. Not going to contest that one either. Is it just me, or does it seem like in 2K12 the computer is less likely to try and challenge you as you try and score? I don't know. But that was a hit from Prince Fielder, who's had a phenomenal game thus far. He's got that 2 RBI home run earlier. I think he's had actually 2 more RBI since then. That's ridiculous. Anyway, here we are, 9th inning. Not too much has really happened to show you. 2 outs. Alfonso Soriano up at the plate. Now, when you take a look at Verlander's pitches, you can see that they have just all ridiculously increased. His 12-6 curve is sitting at 99. That's awesome. Now, when you have a 12-6 curve that's at a 99, you can basically throw that almost whenever you want, and you know the computer is going to swing and miss. So the fact that I have that is really giving me a huge advantage in this game, as well as the fastball, which has been absolutely awesome for me as well. The 12-6 curve and the fastball have been just amazing to kind of go back-to-back with. So you go like, of course you got to mix it up. I mean, you can't just throw the 2 pitches, but I mean, you know, if I go like fastball, 2-seam, 12-6 curve, it's just been awesome. Watches that one go by. That's going to end the game. Verlander ends up with 16 strikeouts. Yes, 16. You got to nerf him, especially with the setting that I'm playing on. 16 is off the hook. So, I don't know. Maybe that'll just be something that this ends up being one of those things you can strike up to luck. I don't know, because my next franchise game that I have with Justin Verlander on the mound. So that'll be kind of interesting. You see how that one works out too. But anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. It ends up that the 2012 Detroit Tigers team is going to have more success than the 2011 team. I don't know. But this was kind of fun. I can't wait to see what you guys choose for the next viewer request video. The next one that I have slated is Giants and Dodgers. So that'll be kind of fun. But you guys go ahead and pick what the next viewer request is going to be after that one. So the way that it works is somebody go ahead and just comment on what you want to see. If you go through the comments and you like something, go ahead and thumbs up it. Or if you don't see something, go ahead and comment on it.